Hey guys, Mariana Trench Creations here, and today we will be reviewing the Gup-K remote control set, which comes with Captain Barnacles, this baby alligator. As a kid I could never figure out what it actually was, but I'm pretty sure it is a baby alligator. Maybe it's because of the episode The Baby Alligator, or is it called The Baby Alligator Search? I always forget because I think BBC have it labelled wrong on BBC iPlayer. And of course it comes with a remote, because otherwise how else would you be able to control it? It is, after all, remote control. We'll be looking at all of this very closely, but it does of course come with two swamp speeders as well, and this water cannon which shoots this water bullet as well, and it's got lots of stuff that goes on with the Gup itself. So I think we should get into it. Make sure you've subscribed and seen all my other videos. Most of my other videos have been unboxings from now, but speaking of unboxings, I do have the actual box for the remote control Gup A, which I also have here. I don't have the Gup B set. It's one of the few that I don't actually have. It's the last Gup I need for my collection. Then I have all the Gups, excluding Gup speeders, because they're not really, I suppose they are Gups, but they're smaller. So I've got the Gup A here and the box it came with. You can see the Gup B here. This Gup A is fairly small. It might be one of the smallest Gups, although the Gup B is probably smaller than the Gup A there. And this is just some general stuff about the remote control aspects of it. You can see this was made 2015. Let me check the Gup-K. There it is. Yeah, 2015 as well. So as I suspected, all the Gups were made during 2015. These three sets as a collection, like, you know, the talking Gups or the repair station Gups. Sorry, this Barnacles keeps on falling over because his legs are fairly loose and his arms are fairly loose as well. So is his head. I mean, it's not very loose, but it is just a bit more loose than I'd want it to be. So I think let's just get straight into it. You can see my channel banner, so please make sure to request any item you want. Recently, Octonauts News requested the Gup U, which I've just recorded before this video, and it should hopefully be up. And now I didn't know which video to do next, so I thought, why not the Gup-K? It's a nice Gup, it's fairly big. You guys wanted more Gup reviews, as said in that poll I did. So please just let me know what you want, and I can easily give it to you. So let's start off with, I was going to start with Barnacles, but let's leave him there. Put him in the Gup-K. Let's start with the baby alligator. It's a very dark green. You can see it's got that little eye painted in, and it's got a little white bit there. That's the little eye bit. And he's got sort of little teeth going around, which makes him look really cute, I'd say. And his little snout and his little scales, you can see, they are indented. And his little stubby feet. And it is textured at the bottom as well, which is nice. And he's looking off to the side. He does stand very well. You can put him on the slope of the Gup-K and he should stay. In fact, let's use the Gup-K's snout to just show off everything we've got here. So there he is. Now he is fairly similar to salamanders, I'd say, the ones they've released. This one coming with the Octo-Ray, so this is Moose Toys, not Fish Price. And the one I prefer more, the Fish Price salamander, which also looks really cute. I'd say it probably looks cuter than this one. The eyes are a lot bigger as well. You can see it's a similar style, the forelegs and the tail. So I did also bring out lots of other green creatures. I won't go through each one, but here this slime eel is also fairly dark green, although not exactly the same, of course, because this is a different material as well. It's a squishy one. Don't know the terminology for that. I did bring this out. This is more of a crocodile than an alligator, I'd say. But this came with the magazines, and I think it is pretty cool how they've made this. We should move on because there aren't really many dark green creatures like this. I just showed you all of them, so I think we can put him to the side. Moving on to Barnacles. He's a bit tall, and he's wearing an orange suit. It's sort of reddy orange on the camera. It looks a bit more orange at the moment. But when I bring in this orange quasi, you can tell that this is more red. So yeah, it's a middle color, really. They didn't make many orange. In fact, the deep sea suits are orange, of course, but apart from that, these are the only orange things we've gotten for characters. I really love this orange quasi. He looks so happy as well. Barrett, of course, although again, Barrett is a lot more orange. So moving on to the reds, Tomino here. They look very similar on the camera, but Tomino is a bit more red and dark. This pacer as well is darker. And then let's go to Barnacles himself. This is more of a red again. And then this one, which is the exact same mold, which came beforehand. This one, I think, what did we say the Gup-K was? Gup-K was 2015. This guy says 2013 or 14? 13, so yeah. This is the original, and then they decided to release the same barnacles again, just in a different color. This one's redder, this one's more orange, you can see on the camera. This one's also in better condition for me, and this is dark grey arms and legs, this is light grey. But apart from that, they're the exact same mold. Interesting, I didn't know that before. For the Gup-K one, they did colour his tail in white. In here, they didn't. I mean, I suppose he could have his tail being covered, like, you know, the deep sea suits have their tails being covered. But I think it looks better like this, because it looks like they just painted straight over this and didn't acknowledge he had a tail like that. But let's see. Yeah, they didn't paint it in here. You can see it's a bit white there, but that's only because the paint's coming off. It was originally red. But yes, this is one of my better conditioned barnacles as well. Hopefully you've seen my barnacles collection, which has got every single one I own. Let's move on to the water cannon. So originally the water cannons in the actual show are here. You can see they've got the placement for them, the indenting. They just open up and there'd be one on either side. But for practical reasons, they decided to put it here. As far as I can remember, the Moose Toys Gup-K doesn't have a water cannon at all. The only thing I prefer about the other one is that the wheels fold inwards for the C mode, which this one doesn't. But that's understandable because this is a remote control, so that would be really hard. And it's got this little panel here. But basically, this just sticks on and off this bit. You can see how it works here, and that sort of spins as well. Don't know why, but you can put other things on there because this is compatible with other sets. So in fact, this doesn't really stick. Actually, this is the satellite from the Gup-I. Yeah, it just falls off for some reason. I'm guessing they're different sizes then, which is weird. Did not expect that. Yeah, they are. I guess that makes sense then. Let's see this one. This one's also bigger, like, because it's also came with the Gup-I. Should make sense. This one is completely different shape. This came with a slime octopod, another slime set, also 2015. Yeah, this doesn't fit either. I mean, you can sort of place it on, and it doesn't look too bad, to be honest, if you wanted to launch slime that way. Although this is launching water, not slime, thankfully, because they've done so much slime. I'll show you. I'll show you the shooting mechanism in a second as well. But getting onto the water dart, they released a slime one with the Gup-X, the smaller one, and then two with the Gup-T, because the Gup-T has two little antenna bits. So they already had 3 slime darts. So I'm glad they went for water. Now these are exactly the same. You can load these up in here as well. They also released 2 mud ones with the Gup-M, which I've also got here to show you guys. These are pretty cool. You can see mine's gone under a bit of stress here. The plastic's lightened, but they're still not damaged. Really, you can still put them in. And I did want to check this thing. Came with paste on the giant comb jelly. Yeah, these don't fit. Yeah, these slime darts actually do fit inside the net shooter, but they don't sort of click in, so you can't shoot them, unlike this. So I guess I'll put this away then. I'll just click in for you guys. Yeah, mine is a bit weird. It used to work better, but now it goes one at a time sometimes. That kind of worked, but it didn't go anywhere. As I said, it goes on top of the Gup-K, and you can move it around. And well, we've got the Gup-M here that I said they're compatible, so they work. Although my Gup-M doesn't shoot properly. Oh, there it worked. The button doesn't come out. You can see here, you press it and it just falls down like that. This is a storage area for them. I think that's why it has that little gap with this bar isn't there. So it can be used on any set really, even the Gup-T and X. Let's look at these things, the swamp speeders. They are fairly simple. Got the octolet here, these little sections. Bottom, just 4 wheels and this big bar section so it can fit on the Gup-K, which I'll show you how that works in a second. Also 2015 because they're part of the same set. Can you imagine this was made 10 years ago? And you can put barnacles in, but will he fit? I find with some characters they just don't stick at the end. Maybe the plastics just change shape so they don't work. Thankfully he does fit, he's not going to come out, which is great. You can go driving around in that because it does have wheels. The rotors don't spin, which I'm pretty sure they do in the Moose Toys Gup-K, so that's another point for the Moose Toys one. I'll show you what I meant. Hopefully I'll find an Octonaut that doesn't fit. Yeah, this Peso, he's too tall. Like, the hole needs to be lower in him, because it fits here, but he needs to be straight. But that's just specific to Pesos, because Pesos are a bit different. Quasi here, yeah, I think this is an example where it doesn't fit, it just comes out. So it doesn't work on all figures, and this Quasi as well. Rattles. My Calico Jack used to do that, but for some reason he decided he didn't want to, and he's just stopped, thankfully. So these two are exactly the same, identical. There's no reason why they wouldn't be, because it's supposed to be symmetrical. Now let me show you how they attach on. You saw that little bump, so it just clips on right there, and it's got the little spaces for the wheels as well. Give you a side view, and you just clamp on like that. Just push it down, and they are fairly secure. They're not really gonna come out. They wiggle a bit, but they're not like gonna come out unless you pull on them. They don't come off when it's upside down. So fairly sturdy, I'd say. Now the reason I actually brought the Gup M out was because the wheels are fairly similar. They've both got the yellow bit in the middle. This does have a light grey around the side, but the trim on the wheels is fairly similar as well. Sort of hard to see there, but hopefully you get the idea. Now let's actually look at the Gup-K itself before we go into the shooting and the remote control. So I've taken the bits off the back, but basically what happens as well while it's rolling, this doesn't need the remote to be turned on, but it's rear wheel drive and both the wheels are connected, so the front ones don't do anything, but the back ones do, which I'll show you. The back ones control the mouth, which runs open and closed. The mouth doesn't go any further closed. I mean, you can lift it up. Maybe mine's just a bit weak, so it doesn't go all the way up anymore, but I wish it did fully close. But this is all indented, the little spikes on the snout and everything. The headlights here, feels like there should be a light in there. I know why they are translucent. I did wonder that maybe there is a light. It's got something in there. In fact, this one doesn't actually have anything in there, although this one you can see definitely now. It's got some sort of thing in there. Maybe that's some sort of receiver. It can't receive through the plastic, so it needs some different type of plastic so that it can get through. Interesting. The Gup-A is completely translucent, which is kind of weird and cool, I guess. You can see all the electronic components and stuff inside it, which is just weird, I'd say. Yeah, very strange. These wheels you cannot move though on the Gup-A on their own. They're stuck. Back to the Gup-K though. It's got 3 standing areas inside, and it's got this little sitting area. You could call it a bench. Although you can't really put anyone on it because they're all too... the bench is not big enough for them at all. So it's a bit pointless. I guess it's just for design. It does work if you put them on anyone. And this design in the Gup-K is called tread plate, I'm pretty sure. We discussed this in the Gup-E review and another one too, maybe it was the Gup-V. But a lot of the Gups have it, the Gup-F as well. It's got the Octolet in the middle here. And the screens, thankfully the Octolet is on the screen, and these are Octonaut buttons. As I said in the Gup-E review before, they just had random generic buttons that just didn't really look that good. And the back, fairly simple. It's got this little grill bit. I'm guessing that's just part of the remote control aspect. It needs this, don't know why. It's a bit weird. The sides are the same, so I'll just show you one side. Octolet and the little bolts, and these little bits for the wheels, just for design. I think we've pretty much covered the whole thing. Just show you the bottom. This wheel bit is very clever. I'll show you in the remote in a second. There's forwards and back left, because basically if you're driving forwards, the wheel's gonna go down, so it'll keep driving down. If you're driving that way, the wheel's gonna be pushed up, so it'll point it this way, which means it'll move in a back left direction. So just depending on the direction the wheel moves, and that's the direction it'll go in. You'll see it when we test it out. But for the batteries, it requires 4 AA's. Well, 4 is quite a lot. I mean, usually these things would have 3, but I guess 4 works. Here's the on and off switch. that way on and that way off. Fairly simple. Now this thing is fairly heavy. It's one of the heaviest Octonauts items they've made. It must be because of the remote control stuff. I mean, the Gup-A is not... It is a bit heavy, I'd say, for this size, but this Gup-K is fairly heavy. You can't really hold it very well with one hand. After a while, you probably get tired. Just to mention, I forgot this screen here. Just translucent again, or transparent, pretty much. And let me just assemble everything back on, and we can get into the remote, and then we can get into the best part of this review, I'd say, going to test it out. So, nice design, of course. It's translucent again, kind of similar to the Gup-A style. The little arrows at the front say forward and back left, as I showed you. Just bits of design here, some bolts, more bolts going around the side, and the actual knob. I know what this is called, but just shows you where the front of it is, I guess. Now this little mark here, you can see easily. It's in the same place on both my remotes, so I'm guessing that's maybe just where it connected to another remote in the factory when they produce them all together or something. What's really nice on this side is that you get a glimpse of all the other Gups. Well, not all of them, but some of them. This is just where the battery goes. It looks like one AA, I'm pretty sure. The arrow shows you what Gup has been selected. You know, like Tweak's Octo tablet, when she was selecting the Gup-K in the Great Swamp Search, and she was scrolling through all the Gups. That's sort of how this is. It's really nice. For the Gup-A one, it selects the Gup-A. I don't know if it's just mine, but my remote, this sticker, is sort of very grimy. It's got little dots and stuff. Hopefully you can see the difference between this one. The colouring's also slightly duller on this one, on the sticker, which is weird. Yeah, this is a sticker, by the way. And over here, the Gup-C replaces the Gup-K, because they decided they only wanted 5 on here, so... And the Gup-K probably looks best in the middle, so they just took the Gup-C out. But this isn't really accurate. I think I'd prefer if it had the Gup-A, B, and a K only, because they never made remote control C, D, and E. Maybe they were planning to in 2016 or whatever, and then they just changed their mind based on how these Gups sold or whatever. So but anyways, they put them on here for some reason, which is just weird, I'd say. So you can connect these remotes. If I had the Gup-B remote, I could attach it here, but you just slide it in basically, and it does the rest, and they're connected, and you can use them at the same time. And if you really wanted to, you could put them together upside down for some reason, and there you go. It doesn't align perfectly, but just thought I'd show you. I think let's go and test it out now. The remote control aspect bit does work on carpet perfectly fine, so we can go on carpet as well if we really want to. I thought I would show you the shooter, so I'm just going to keep it a bit out of sight here because it may go out of range. Ooh, just about stayed in. You get the idea. It shoots quite well. I don't think I'll test it out for you again because you've probably seen it. I'm going to keep this off actually. It looks perfectly fine without this on. If you took these off, it doesn't look right to me. But just for the slight bit of weight this has, I'm going to keep it off. Let's turn this thing on. There we go. And the buttons you just press, and off it goes. You can see it moving back left, onward. I'll show you the mouth moving. Sometimes it doesn't move as well back left, but that's fine. It probably does work a lot better on a wooden floor rather than carpet. But I think you get the idea. Now, still on. If I had to give this set a rating, what would I give it? Now, as I said, the only really downsides are that the wheels don't fold inwards for the water mode, and I think there was something else. Yeah, the rotors don't spin at the back on the speeders. I think they could have easily made them spin on the speeders. And about the wheels, I don't think it would have been possible for them to turn into water mode, so that's fine. Apart from that, it is a very good set. You can have a lot of fun with this thing, and I would give it probably an a 9, I'd say. This is the only real downside. I'm not sure which sets I'd give a 10, but this is very good. I did actually forget to compare the Gup-K to a few other Gup-K sets, so I'll do that quickly. Here's the speeder. For some reason it came with Dashi. I don't mind that because we didn't get many Dashi speeders, but it's just a bit different. The wheels aren't very detailed, and of course it rolls on these instead. These do spin, which is very strange that they made them spin on such a small thing, but not this thing. And of course the Gup-K is fairly big, so they had to put a lot of detail on such a small thing. The speeders do look a bit weird, but it's fine. The eyes are good, the mouth is good. You can feel the indent on that mouth. The Octonauts symbol there. And this should also be 2015 maybe? Upside down. Or 2014. So this was made actually a year earlier, which I'm a bit surprised about. Now, to compensate for these wheels not moving down, the magazines did actually release one with the water mode already on. The speeders don't move, nothing really is detachable, but it does look very cool in water mode like this. The eyes aren't even painted in. The teeth are indented though, and you can put characters inside, which is great. I think this is a pretty cool one. The rotors also don't spin. I have bunches of these Gup-Ks. I think they made one or two in a darker green as well, but the thing that happened a lot was these bits by the rotors would break off because they're very thin plastic. So this is the best one I had, so I thought I'd bring it down for you guys and show you. It is of course smaller than the big one because they won't put something this big in a magazine. The speeder, here's a size comparison. It is quite a nice Gup-K. It doesn't really fit any of the character sizes, but the characters that came with it, you can stick them down, and that works really well. I think this one comes with a Barnacles and a Tweak, or a Ranger Marsh, which is quite nice. The shooter doesn't shoot very far, but I think that's alright. Doesn't need to. I told you the rating I'd give it. It was a 9. So I think we can end it off there. Tell me if you have this set, if you enjoy it, and please like and subscribe. Tell me what you want me to review next. I was checking if this still works. Yeah, I think after a while, because I haven't offed it, it just sort of goes into a hibernation and it doesn't work, maybe a few minutes. And because you can see it's still in the on position, so if I off it and then I turn it back on, it works. Oh yeah, I can show you the mouth. Oh yeah, the Gup's stuck in here now that I close the mouth. So I can show you the mouth moving quite well here. Prefer when the mouth's closed, so I'll keep it like that. And we should probably turn this off. Maybe it goes into a bit of a hibernation to save the battery. Sounds like the most plausible explanation. But I think it is a very good set. Whoops. Compared to the other remote control Gups, it is... Everyone's falling over here. Everything is a lot better in the Gup-K because these ones are a lot smaller. I will test this out in its own review. I was thinking it might be a bit of a hard review to do because there are so many Gup-As to compare this to. But with the main Gups like A, B, X, and E, I'd say, I'll probably do collection videos for those Gups, and in the review for this, I'll probably only bring out the Gup-K, and I'll show you guys how it works, because there isn't much else to compare this thing to. It didn't even come with a character, which is one of the only few sets to not come with a character. It might be the only one, of course, with the Talking Gup-B. Not Talking Gup-B, Remote Control Gup-B, sorry. So yeah, they did make four Gup-Bs, which is crazy. The normal, the flying fish, the talking, and the remote control. The Gup-A doesn't even have that many, it only has 3, I'm pretty sure. The normal, this one, and the deluxe Gup-A from Fisher-Price. So they really love the Gup-B, and so do I. I really hope I can get the remote control one day, and I can review it for you guys. I only have a few sets left for my collection. I was lucky enough to get a couple more sets recently, a few months ago, which I will be reviewing and unboxing for you later this year. Yeah, 2 more unboxings are definitely coming. Hopefully I can have some more, and my collection will almost be finished. I only have about 6 major sets, plus a few Gup speeders, and then that'll be it. I'll have every single Fisher-Price item, excluding a few plush duplicates as well. Request anything, again, I keep on saying that, but it's really fun talking to you guys in the comments below. I'm happy to help you with anything if you want to know more information about the Fisher-Price items or whatever, because I do know a lot about this stuff. So, I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Bye.